So I'm here in Glasgow with barber Chris Moon. Chris Moon's family has been in the barbering industry since 1938. Chris is the owner of the Kutz Barbershop in the Newcastle area. Chris also sits on the Barber Council and used to be a competition barber. And obviously, Chris, having a barbershop in the family since 1938, this leads to my first question. How did you get started in barbering? From the very beginning?
It's a family thing. So I'm not my barbershops. I'm partners with my dad and my brother and my stepmom. The four of us were a very, very small family, but a very tight knit family, and we all work together. And our business is kind of this is what happens when you get interviewed in the barber bash. So our business kind of started off when my grandfather started in 1938. Started off with a small barbershop and kind of expanded kind of from there, and we've got three now. My dad took over from my grandfather, and then my brother and I now are partners in the business. And my dad, until recently, has been cutting, since he was 16, something like that. So yeah, my mother was a hairdresser as well until she unfortunately passed away. And so yeah, it's all kind of family orientated. So I think it was inevitable that I was always going to be a barber. So yeah, it's been.
And tell me a bit about Kutz Barbershop. What do you do differently from other barbershops in the Newcastle area?
We're fundamentally a traditional barbershop. Because we're from 1938 started, where the inside of our shops are all very traditional, all wood and ornate. But we're kind of like, we're traditional barbers, but for the modern man. So we don't just do traditional kind of scoreroom style cuts, we do modern drop fades, all that, whatever you want to do. We kind of tailor to everything, but we're fundamental traditional. So we do shaves and all that sort of stuff as well. Yes, there's a lot of guys with modern shops and done out kind of in similar ways, but we just like that traditional roots. We kind of play on the 1938 bit. That's in our logo. So it's something that we're really proud of, and our heritage has made us what we are today.
Okay, so if you was to have one service that people only come to Kutz Barbershop for, what would you say that service was?
I think that it's the atmosphere. We've got a really good core team. We wouldn't be where we are today without the staff that we've got. Our staff are the most important thing, because without them, we have no business. Yes, my family are great barbers, but we have to have that kind of that team beside us to go forward. So I think that's why people come to us, because we've got a great team. The banter's great, the whole atmosphere in all our shops is the same. No matter which one you go to, you get the same service from every single member of staff. And I think that's why people come to us and why they keep coming back.
Okay. And what would you say your haircut is right now? What would someone come to you and literally wait in the seat and say, no, I want Chris because he specialises in?
I don't specialise in one thing. That's one thing I do not say that I do, because I'm a barber and I'm a hairdresser. Everyone's different. Every single person's different. That's what makes our trade so good. I think that's why we do what we do, because we do everything. If you just do one thing, then the trends are going to change. Trends change, people change. And I think that's why we've been going for so long, because we do different things and we cater to every single aspect. So yeah, we don't just do one thing, and I don't want to be a one-trick pony. I just want to be good at as many things as I can be.
Okay. So you've got the Great British Barber Bash t-shirt on. We're here at the Great British Barber Bash today. As I understand it, you're going to be comparing. Tell me what you're going to be doing exactly today.
Well, we've got so many good barbers today, and I don't really want to just be on stage with the rest of them. I want to be part of the whole thing. So when I spoke to Gary, and Gary got in touch, I said, I can talk for England. I'm a Geordie. Geordies talk. So he said, listen, why don't you come on stage and we'll talk to the guys, and your head's screwed on, you can ask them questions. And I've done it a couple of times before. I've done it for Hairbond, and I compare for the artistic team and things like that. So yeah, I'm just going to talk to the guys, make them feel a little bit less nervous, and take them through things. And some of the guys who aren't that comfortable talking to a huge audience, so I want to be there for them and just make things easier for them today. So that's fundamentally what I'm going to be doing.
Okay.
Talking lots of rubbish.
That's standing on stage. You actually sit on the Barber Council.
Yes.
Give me an idea of what that actually consists of, sitting on the Barber Council.
When I first got the phone call, Mike Taylor got in touch with me and said the Barber Council's put together. It's got educators, guys in the industry that are kind of important. Who product companies, Denman, Wall, We've got Rachel from Modern Barber magazine. So there's kind of a bit of everyone from all different aspects of the barbering industry, and we all sit there together and we try and come up with ideas on how to make it better for the guys on the street. They've got in touch with me because of what I do in the Northeast. They want to know what the average barber wants, and what we want is standards to be raised. We don't want guys paying £5 for a haircut and being in and out of the chair in 5 minutes, because they're not getting a good haircut. Yes, it's cheap, but it's not good. We're in the fashion industry. Fundamentally, we're in the fashion industry, and I think a lot that's forgotten sometimes. Fashion isn't about wearing an All Saints t-shirt or a checky shirt, whatever. Fashion is every aspect of what you wear and how you look. So the Barber Council is there to raise standards and make it better in our industry, and we're all trying to do that. And because we're all from different walks of the barber industry, we can kind of come together and help raise that. It's going to take time, but that's what we're trying to do. We want the standard better, higher for everyone.
Okay, so that's talking about standards. As I understand it, you're a kind of pro let's get registered.
Yeah. Well, I think being state registered shows that you're educated, that you do a high standard in your shop, and that you understand that your shop has to be clean and tidy, you sterilise everything, that your standard is up here. And that's what being state registered is. And that's why the Barber Council want it mandatory that every barber is state registered. That they've gone to college or they've done courses and they understand, and that they're educated enough to have those standards. What they don't want is somebody just coming and turning around going, do you know what, I've seen a YouTube video, I can cut hair and open a shop. Because at the moment, that can be done. And that's not what we want. We want everybody who walks down that street and thinking, do you know what, I've just bought some new clothes from the shop, I want to go and look amazing, I'm going to go into a barber's. And if they walk into a barber who's literally just watched a YouTube video, they're not going to get a good haircut. And especially if they're looking amazing, they need to look 10 times better than they already do. And that's what good barbers do. They make you feel good and look better. Because again, like I said earlier, it's fashion.
That's right. And what do you think is stopping state registration right now? Because, I speak to the Copeland brothers, I've spoken to Gary Machen, I've spoken to Gareth Clark. In your personal opinion, what is stopping that taking place?
Because I don't think there's enough people know about it. Yes, they're going to shows and the Barber Council are doing a lot, but there's still a lot of barbers who don't know anything about it. And I think there's so many barbers in the UK, and I just think a lot of them are just guys who've got a shop around a city or in a town, and they honestly don't know enough about it. And I think it's getting everybody. If everybody knew what the Barber Council did, I think everyone would be behind it. But like I said, it's going to take time, and we've got to get everybody in the country pulled in the same direction. And once everyone does, then I think we can go to Parliament and go, there we go. And I think it will come. Just think it's going to take time. It's just educating everybody, I think.
Okay. And what are you doing personally?
Working bloody hard. So what we're trying to do personally is just, I'm letting my customers know that I'm state registered, and I stand on the Barber Council, and I'm pushing for standards, and I make sure that all my staff. I'm going to have to smile because Gary Spencer's standing there with his boobs out, looking pretty, and trying to make me giggle, and it's working. It's working. So what we're trying to do is just raise standards, and I've got all my staff kind of on the same page, and because they're there, we can kind of push it, and I think people are starting to get there slowly. I lost my little train of thought there with Gary being a fool.
That's good. It's good that it's a social interview.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's what Barber Bash is all about, isn't it? And that's what barbers are so good. They're all getting together and we're all doing something proactive. And that's what barbering's all about. It's not just about standing behind your chair for 50 years. It's about getting out and getting and networking and meeting all these guys. If you can see what's going on behind these camera guys, it's just organised chaos kind of thing.
Okay, so talking about many different aspects of barbering, in all your time as a barber, what would you say the one greatest moment was for you, if you could define that?
I've had a few good moments. I think probably the highlight of my career was being on the wall stand at Salon International. Being at the stand alongside the wall artistic team was just unbelievable. They are really talented guys, and I got a lot out of that, and I learned so much in the short time that I was on stage, and I got a lot of good tips off them. And I think that's kind of helped me kind of focus on where I want to be and how I want my barber to be. And I think, secondly, is I met John Bourne, you know, through all this, and I've become really good friends with him. You know, and I get to spend time with someone like him. He's a great barber, and he's taught me a lot.
Talented businessman as well as
Yeah,
a great
very,
barber.
very talented. You know, and I go down there quite a bit, and we kind of talk on the phone, and kind of getting to meet people like him and Gareth Clark and Lindy Rolfe, and making new friends. You know, so now I've got friends all over the country. You know, and I can go anywhere and chat to them, and I can pick up the phone, and that's what I like about all this sort of stuff. You know, meeting new people, and they can kind of give you ideas, and you can take that back to your barbershop, and I can help my business, and you know, chatting with my brother and people like that, and we can kind of I can bring things back and make things better. That's what it's all about, isn't it? You know.
Okay, so you was just talking about WOL. You was kind of at WOL in a competition capacity. Tell me what other kind of competitions you've entered within your career.
I've only entered a few. I haven't really done a lot. I've been really lucky where the ones that I have entered, I've made the finals, and I've never won any of them, but I've always made the finals.
So you've made the finals of the British?
British. The very first one that I did, I scored high enough to get to the national finals. I was knocked out by Parser, who actually went on to win it. So, and he only just beat me, mind. It was a split decision, so he just beat us. So yeah, I enjoyed it, and I got a lot from that as well. You know, getting to stand on stage and show off my talent on stage, and yeah, it's brilliant. It's competitions. I think most barbers have got to enter them. I think they have to enter them because it shows, if you can get into the finals, it shows your customers that you're not just good at what you do in the salon. Other people are appreciating what you do.
Professionally recognised, and if you're professionally recognised. That's social proof, that's professional proof, it's every kind of proof you can.
But your customers want to see that. You know, that's why they come to us, because, you know, that we're doing something right. You know, because other people in this country are recognising that you've got a talent, and because you've got a talent, you get to go on stage. And that's what it's all about. You know, showing your customers, like you just said there, you're professionally recognised. You know, so.
Okay, so you've spoken about a lot about what you like. What are you disliking in barbering right now, and what would you like to see change?
I think there's a lot of negativity in areas that I don't like. I think everyone needs to be together as a unit and working together and bring standards higher. You know, that's what it's all about. We need standards higher, and I think everyone's got to work together. When you're pulling apart and not working together, I think that's when issues arise. And that's what I don't like. I just want everyone on the same page, working together and working in the industry to raise our standards. You know, everyone wants to make money. And that's why we're in this business. We're not doing it for the... Yes, we all love it, but you know, at the end of the day, we've all got mortgages to pay, car bills to pay, families to look after. We want to make money. You know, yes, and no one's saying otherwise, but just want everyone on the same page, pulling together and raise the standards. You know, stop the cheap haircuts, you know, because we've all got a living to make. People are petrified of raising their prices because someone down the road will undercut them, you know, and sometimes people don't have enough money to pay 20 quid for a haircut or £25 for a haircut. So they'll go around the corner and they'll get a rubbish haircut, but they will come back to you, you know, because if you're good, people will come.
That's right. The cream will always rise to the top.
Exactly.
Okay, so what is next for Chris?
Monday, tomorrow. I'm trying not to kind of look too far into the future. At the end of the day, my priority is working with my brother and my dad and my stepmom, building our business and making our business better. That's my priority. Everything else is just a bonus. You know, being here today, all that sort of stuff, it's just a bonus. I just want to concentrate on Kutz. Kutz is my main priority. And making our customers happy. You know, that's the next thing, and that's always been the thing, nothing else. But if I get asked to do other things, then I get to do other things, and that's what it's all about. You know, it's great getting to work with all these guys. You know, it's amazing. I'm really privileged to be in the position that I'm in.
So in closing, if you was to give some advice to a young 21-year-old coming into the business and he wanted to keep his head on his shoulders and basically,
never stop learning.
Okay.
The only time you stop learning is when you're 6 feet under. You know, you learn every day. My dad said to me when I first started, if you can take this much from a bad barber and this much from a good barber and put it together, you will be a talented guy. You know, and that always sticks in my mind. You know, even guys who aren't the best barbers in the industry, they still will teach you something. You know, so you've just got to learn from everyone. Every single person in the industry can teach you something. You don't know everything. No one does. You know, and so 21-year-olds go to workshops. You know, learn more. Everyone can teach you something. You know, and never stop learning.
Okay, so that's more advice in improving their skills as a barber. Let's say that they was working for someone and they wanted to move on to start their own barbershop. What advice could you give them is breaking away?
Don't. No. Just try it. You know, you don't know until you try. You know, it's difficult to own your own business, and you know, but if you don't try, you never know. Find the right location. Make sure that you're happy with everything. Don't do it until you're happy and you feel comfortable. When you feel comfortable, you know when it's the right time.
Okay. Chris Moon, thank you very much for sharing this time and your experience with us here at the Great British Barber Bash in Glasgow. That was the founder of the Great British Barber Bash, Gary himself. He may as well come in the frame and say hello as you've disrupted our interview. Right, Chris, I wish you the very best of luck and success on stage today, yeah? And thank you for this time.